Last night was interesting.
My dreams are hanging by a thread. They slip before they should. I watch the sky and wonder if it's waiting on me too. 'Cause my life keeps spinning on no matter what I do.
Hi there. So tomorrow I am taking a trip to Idaho to visit my parents for Mother's Day. I wanted to spend time with my mom and my grandma and celebrate them. So I told my mom that I would make a nice meal for them on Sunday, and I am going to practice it tonight because I don't want to try it for the first time on them. I looked up spring recipes and found this one that's like breaded shrimp. Okay, so the recipe is called baked coconut shrimp with springy rice and honey butter sauce. Oh my gosh, look at how good that looks. I'm excited to eat that. I'm excited to share it with them. And my mom has all this beautiful china that I think she's excited to put out for our little tea party / Mother's Day meal on Sunday. There are some things that I'm cheating on a little bit just to make it easier on myself. So I got these jasmine ready rice packets that are super easy to warm up. They just take 90 seconds and they're pretty yummy. I've actually got some honey butter already. Looks like it's got some little specks of bread in there. This is Cox's honey butter. This stuff is delicious. You can probably just warm it up and use that. Where is the 3/4 cup? All right. I don't know where the 3/4 cup is, so I guess we're just gonna eye it.
I used to jump without looking. Didn't care if I fell too hard. Now I keep my hands in my pockets. Overthink every scar. I've traded daisy chains for loose ends and no connection. I've traded summer breaks for long nights and lost direction. I know I've made mistakes, but never learned my lesson. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where did she go? I swear she was just here, running the show, so unafraid. Wish I could go back to those days. Where did she go? Is she hiding in me? Behind dreams I used to dream. Help me see the world the way I used to do. Life was just cruel. Life was just cruel.
Well, last night was interesting, to say the least. Oh man. That was a learning experience for sure. I mean, I got the ingredients gluten-free because we need that for Jordan. And I just didn't take into account that gluten-free breadcrumbs, they need like a higher temperature and a lot more time than I think regular breadcrumbs do. I put the coconut flakes in with the gluten-free breadcrumbs and they were just baking at totally different rates. The coconut flakes were toasting really fast and the gluten-free breadcrumbs were toasting very slowly. So then I tried again. I put the coconut flakes in on their own in the oven, and I tried dry toasting the gluten-free breadcrumbs in a pan on the stove. That worked a little bit better, but it still wasn't quite to that golden brown color that I was wanting. So I mixed them together and it was just kind of like, the consistency wasn't great. I did need more breadcrumbs at that point, so I, a third time, tried putting the gluten-free breadcrumbs into the oven at a higher temperature for longer just on their own. And that worked. They did get to that golden brown. Yeah, but at that point I had already mixed the other ones together, and so there's just inconsistency in the color. Then, and then actually breading them, that process was a whole learning experience in and of itself. It was very difficult. The breadcrumbs did not want to stick to the shrimp. So I put it like the instructions said. I put it in the flour, I put it in the egg, and then I put it in the mixture. And it was sticking, but not evenly. It wasn't coating evenly, kind of like what it looks like in the picture. My theory on that is just that the pieces were too chunky, and maybe if I put them in a food processor and got a finer texture to it, that it would have an easier time coating evenly. So we're gonna try again. I think the second time it's gonna go a lot better. I am very glad that I practiced that last night. That was probably my best idea, to just practice it beforehand, because that would have been a disaster, honestly, if I tried to do it for the first time on Sunday for my grandma and my mom. So I'm glad I did that. Anyways, I'm heading out to go to Idaho. I'm gonna meet my mom in the middle. We're gonna go out to lunch and do some shopping. I'm basically already packed. It'll be a fun day. I wanted to make a wreath for my mom for Mother's Day, so I'll probably actually make that maybe later today when we're watching a movie or something together. Just wanted to show you guys some flower crafts that I have created previously. Yeah. Look at my beautiful tea set. Love it. Okay, so these are both wreaths that I made last year. I'm thinking that I want the one for my mom to be similar to this one right here, because it's a little bit smaller and I just really like the layout of this one. The colors on this one might be a little bright for some people. I absolutely love it. I don't know if you can see, but it's like periwinkle flowers and then kind of the orange and the peach, and I just think it's so pretty, but it might not be everyone's cup of tea. I think sometimes bright can look tacky, and in this case, I don't think it looks tacky. These actually were my wedding flowers, and I put them together and made like a wedding wreath. So I also made these corsages. And then I love these flowers over here. I like to just keep them in this vase. They're so happy and cheerful. My living room is like a total mess right now. I showed you these last week for the tea party, but these I made as table centerpieces for my wedding. So my mom wanted me to bring up a couple of them for our dinner that we're having. These are the flowers that I chose for her. All right, well, I'm gonna get going. I gotta move everything down to my car, head out so I can meet my mom for lunch and shopping.
I used to jump without looking. When nothing stays the way it seems. Where did she go?
Kind of ruined my bread because I didn't get it in.
Oh, sourdough bread?
Yeah, it'll taste good, but
Okay.
it'll just look weird.
As long as it tastes good.
Tastes good.
That's what I'm doing. I just smelled this and I was like, it does not. I thought from a distance it kind of smelled good. Not putting your face up in it.
It's like, don't put your face on it.
Listen for me in a violin. Listen for me when the knife is turning. Listen for me when the world is burning. Babe, would you listen for me? Listen for me in a crowded street. Listen for me in a winning streak. Listen for me when you're at your peak. Babe, would you listen for me? Listen for me in a child's power. Listen for me in a golden hour. Listen for me when you're on your own. Listen for me when you're far from home. Listen for me when you can't go on.
Hello, hello. Reporting from Sunday. It is Mother's Day. We just got back from church, and a thought that I really liked from today, and this is paraphrased, is be a builder. It takes no skill to be in demolition. It takes a lot of skill to be in construction. Jesus was a builder. He recognizes who we can be and has endless patience for us to get there, just like our mothers. So I loved that thought. The thought of being constructive, being a builder instead of being into demolition, reminded me of this quote by Brene Brown. She says, "Good friends aren't afraid of your light. They never blow out your flame, and you don't blow out theirs, even when it's really bright and it makes you worry about your own flame. When something good happens to you, they celebrate your flame. When something good happens to them, you celebrate their flame." I love the idea of that, building others up around us and not being afraid of their light, and also not blowing out our own light. We need to be kind to ourselves. So today I am going to finish my mom's wreath. I've placed everything down the way that I want it. I just need to glue the pieces on. And then I'm going to start working on the baked coconut shrimp meal. My grandma is coming at 3 p.m. and we're gonna eat, and we'll set the table all beautifully. And then we'll probably just chat and hang out afterwards for an hour or so, and then I will need to head home. And that will be a wrap on this trip. So I'm gonna go get going on all those things.
Gentle rain and the fading of the season, the way you stayed, though you couldn't remain. I remember golden haze and the way your eyes would find me, the words we say for another day. Wasn't forever, it wasn't pretend, and it is quite a strange feeling to be this close to the end. It wasn't forever, it wasn't pretend, just something worth feeling again and again. That I knew by heart, one I still played when the lights went dark. You were a song I never learned to win. I don't think I will meet someone like you again, like you. How the lights would fade behind us. You turned away, said I'd be okay. I still hear the autumn wind moving softly through the branches, the love we knew. I still feel wasn't pretend, just something worth feeling. start. You were a song I never learned to end, and I don't think I will meet someone. No, I don't think I will meet